if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
I honestly feel that I'm really running a home-based business. You know, we're not driving hours to go somewhere. We're not stuck in traffic to get to a presentation. We are sitting at home. We are promoting and working a home-based business, and that's what I love the most. So I'm going to run through a couple of things, but before you do that, I want you guys just to have a look at the wall behind me. It's very important that you understand, you know, when I first jumped into this business, I got told one thing by Sash and Governor: just do it. Sala, don't care what you say, just do it. So I'm going to show you the wall behind us, and then I'm going to show you what's on the wall in front of us, because this is what he told me to do and told Andrew to do when we first started doing online webinars. So Andrew's going to do the wall, and then he's going to come to the front.
Okay, so there we have, if you can see that, all our affirmations, calling it into our lives, visualizing.
But more importantly, he has a blank one. And I want you to give me your name, and I'm going to be writing the names on here on who wants to hit senior rep and director in the next 4 weeks. So, you know, if you're ready to make this run, put your running shoes on, because this is a blank canvas right here. I hope you're ready.
That's you, that's you. And then obviously in the front, what have we got in the front here?
So in the front here, you know, if you have a look at the front, introduction, it says that my mentor told me that a parachute, that was my introduction. That's what Sash, and I said, Sash, what do I say when I open up a webinar? He gave me this 3 years ago. Andrew and I have been doing online webinars for 3 years. My focus board is still here, and my closing, if you have a look, pay $173. That was the original gold only price. Okay, so it's still here. I'm still working the same thing. I've still got the question here: does it work? Can I do it? Will you help me? This is my home office right here. So
all scripts.
So I wanted to give you guys just like a quick insight, but now we're going to run into it. I don't want to take too much time. I don't want to waste your data, and this is what we're going to run into right now. So we just want to share our screen with you. And I want to let you guys know that if you are ready to do Zooms, I want you to message me. I want you to say, Sally, I'm going to run my own Zoom and I'm going to get done. So first things first, remember this: in bad, tough times, it will break some people, and some people will break records. Now, entrepreneurs, true entrepreneurs, shift gears fast. We find the new way. We carve the new path very, very quickly when adversity comes. And that's what we did with the online Zoom. So I want you to pay attention. We had a senior rep pop in 13 days yesterday. This morning, we had a senior rep pop in 8 days. He broke her record. We had a senior rep pop this morning in 9 months. She went to The View, she attended Super Saturday, and she came to Momentum. I met her in Momentum, Cape Town, a couple of weeks ago. She's on every single training call. Guess what? Director in 2 months, 11 days. This morning, Vivian broke Nadine. Now, do you know why these guys are doing it? Is because what I'm sharing with you today, what Andrew and I are going to go through with you today, is all that you're going to do with a brand new person. If you follow this simple system, I promise you, you're going to have success. So the first thing first, whether you if your person's just got started today, the only thing I want you to give them, don't bombard them with all the information. Too much information paralyzes them, and ignorance on fire is the best way to rank up. Make their list. That's all they got to do. They just got to make their list right now. If I put Spoo Money Magnet in my system, so I do the 1 o'clock Zoom, the only thing Spoo knows is Spoo, welcome to the team. I want you to download this. Well, obviously she's got the Zoom app because I signed her up on my 1 o'clock Zoom, right? Okay. Spoo, I want you to take 3 minutes. I'm sending you a quick coach video on making your list. Tell me when you've made your list. I send her the quick coach video on how to make the list. She must reply back to me in 15 minutes, done. That's all. Okay. Now, I need her to know that every day while we're in lockdown, there are 2 types of online Zooms. There are our personal Building for Success, 1 o'clock. Now, this is South African time. If you're jumping on from Ghana, Nigeria, or Mauritius, note your times. But there are 8 Zooms a day. Same presenter, same time, every single day, Monday to Sunday. If you don't know how to do your own Zoom, all you need to do is make your list and know the inviting script that Andrew's going to give you just now, and know your times. You don't even need to have this posted on the group. This will happen every single day. If one of the presenters gets sick, I will jump in for them. So that's the first Zoom, is Building for Success every single day. We'll be able to also, if you're a brand, if you want to start presenting with us, you can message me on my Zoom. I'm happy for you to open for me. I'm happy for you to speak about some of the slides. I'll share the slides for you just so that you can get used to it. Okay, but the game here is don't overthink it. Just read what's on the slide. Don't change anything. Then the second Zoom that we have is Monday to Sunday. We have a webinar jam. Now, the webinar jam is a different platform. It runs from 10 in the morning until 10 at night, on the hour, every hour. The person has to register within the 50 minutes before the next webinar. So they can't go on now and register for 5 o'clock. They can only go on to register for the next one, which is happening at 1 o'clock, because it's 12:15 already. So they can register now. 15 minutes before the webinar, they're going to get an email from the system reminding them to log on. It's automated. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to pay attention to. Monday to Friday, you have RMDs, NMDs, and IMDs. On Saturday, you will have an IMD and an international person. So this week, Saturday, we might have Jefferson Santos or Matt Morris or one of them presenting. On Sunday, you will have Sashin Govender and somebody else presenting. And that's going to run for the next 7 to 8 weeks. So remember, you just need to know 2 types. If you, before our webinars start, put them on this. If you are after our webinars start, put them on this, and it can be running 24/7. Now, this is the invite Andrew's going to give you. We ran through this with Sashin this morning. Andrew put it together last night, and he said to Sash, I think we need to change the invite and keep this invite. We don't want to do the Dream Giver card anymore. And the reason why I don't want to use the Dream Giver card, and if you've got the Dream Giver slide in your presentation, I'm asking you to take it out right away. Right now, they can take the card, but in the next 4 weeks, they can't use the card. So I would prefer that we save our Dream Giver cards for 4 to 5 weeks' time. Okay, you with me? So right now, you want to keep the cards that you've got and take it out of your presentation. We're going to put it back in 4 to 5 weeks' time when people can start booking again. I don't want to be wasting those Dream Giver cards when we rather can get people in and everybody uses one script.
So the mindset right now is everybody thinks no one's traveling, everything's under lockdown, all the planes are grounded, right? So if you're going to be using the Dream Giver card as a viral hook to get them to take a look, the immediate mindset is, okay, well, no one's really traveling, so it doesn't really have that effect anymore. So we were puzzling over this. We got it for call with Sash, and we started using this yesterday, and we pitched it to Sash in exactly the way we've been using it, and he loves it. So don't be surprised if you see a team expansion pushing out this invite, because it's working very, very well. Now, it's important that you go back to the previous 2 slides, because this is going to be worthless if you don't actually know the webinar times, guys. You need to also look at the webinars and see which ones you're happy with. So let's say this is the lineup for today. And let's say all of them are fantastic presenters, but let's say I want to get my guys on with Nelson specifically because he speaks a certain language or he's got a certain background that will resonate with my client, etc., or my prospect. I'll get them onto Nelson 6 p.m. So when I do my presentation, I'm going to use the 6 p.m. time zone as the presentation time that I want to get this guy on, because I want him to see that specific present. I don't really want to select against anybody, but at the end of the day, we all have personal preferences as well. And I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed with so much activity in terms of all the presentations every hour on the hour. It's so great, guys, knowing that we've got such amazing support and we've got a system that we can leverage off. So what I want you guys to do right now is, you've done your list. I want you to screenshot this lockdown invite, guys. It's a bomb. Sally and I have signed up 3 personals in the last 4 days utilizing this. So it's really, really working well. And it's so simple and it's so effective. And the reason why is because everybody's at home, guys. We know they're at home right now, right? So I'm going to say, hey, Sally, hope you're great. Have you ever thought of being a mobilepreneur, earning money from your phone whilst at home? That is such intrigue, because they're all got a mobile device. They're all sitting at home right now. They're bored out of their skulls. But it's a week into lockdown now. They're probably fighting with the children, fighting for space, fighting for bathroom space. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting grumpy. So your timing right now is perfect. Join me today online and this is where you guys need to know which presentation you're inviting them to. You could even say, if you're free today, let me know what time and I'll explain everything. And then you can see what time they're available and let them come back to you and say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then you can get them onto those calls as well. So we've got amazing lineups of incredible presenters. We've been doing that for this whole week, guys. For those of you that have been plugging in will agree that these presenters on Building for Success and the team expansion platforms have been absolutely amazing. So definitely utilize it. Screenshot this, guys. It's so simple. It's a copy and paste, and you can use this on a WhatsApp. That's how effective it actually is.
Right. So this is going to be your online duplication. And if you are going to sponsor your next person, maybe you've been in the system a while and you haven't managed to do your business just yet, and now's your time, because everybody has a season. But I believe that everybody's season is right now. If you're not taking action right now, it means that you have forgotten your why. So right now, get back in the game, write down your why, and start doing the duplication from day one. Don't baby anyone. You don't have time. And I want you to follow this step by step. So the online duplication is immediately after you've got the person on the presentation. Now remember, if you're using the Building for Success webinars, that's 8 presentations. If you get a minimum of 1 person onto each slot, you are doing 8 exposures a day. Now remember, we said 3 a day, every day for 1,000 days, IMD. Now if you want to compress this, 8 presentations, that's excluding the 10 to 10 webinar jam. So 8 presentations. Immediately after, you need to send the person that was on the call, are you in or are you out? Are you ready to get started with me? It's a simple, you're looking for a yes or a no. They can't use the excuse they don't have the time, right? Because they're sitting at home, okay? They can't use the excuse I want to speak to my spouse, because the spouse is probably somewhere in the house. Okay, cool. Go get your spouse and bring them on the webinar right now. Let me have a chat to them, okay? They can't have the excuse that I want to think about it. Bro, what do you want to think about? Like, who's going to pay your bills? Because then you're going to believe that Father Christmas is going to come down the chimney on the 25th of December and pay your bills and get you out of the jam, okay? So sometimes you've got to be a bit cocky, a bit cheeky. You got your own personality. You know how you can deal with it. The only excuse they can give you is, I don't have the money. That's why we brought out the silver. If you can't afford the gold, now personally, I'm showing everything. I'm showing gold, platinum, and titanium. If the person can afford it and they want to travel in a few weeks, I want them to come in at gold and platinum. I paid $699 for platinum and biz when I joined. Right now, I'm looking at gold membership $150 plus the tax, okay? If they can't afford gold or platinum or titanium, that's why we brought out the silver, okay? So then you put them in at silver. Welcome them to the team. So the person who's the sponsor must add the number to the group and welcome them to the team. Not your upline doing it, not your rank leader doing it. You, the sponsor, does it. This is how we duplicate, okay? Remember, we don't want to be bogged down with admin. We don't have time to do admin. You want the sponsor to do it. And I don't care if the sponsor joined 30 minutes ago. That is who's going to add them. Make them admin on the group and or you add the number and let them do the welcome. Help that member get 4. So you want to help them get their first 4, and preferably the first 4 in the same week. If you're getting them onto inviting, and here's the deal, okay? I'm going to show you the next step. So help them get their 4, add on the business. For me, I'm saying to people, if you can afford Silver and Biz right now, take Silver and Biz immediately, because Silver and Business is $174. It's the same price as 1 gold, right? If the person wants to make money, I'm getting them to take both immediately. They've got 4, their wings qualified, the membership fee is waived. Then I want to help them go get 2 more, and I want to help them add the ignition kit once they've got the RBS. Now I need you to pay attention to me on this ignition kit. On our call this morning, I have made a request. So we launched Ignition Kit 1 in December that was valid through to the end of February. In February, we launched Ignition Kit 2.0, which is valid up until the end of April. They're all valid for 90 days, right? Now, Ignition Kit 3.0 has been launched 1 May until the 31st of October. I've requested this morning that any business representative that buys the Ignition Kit now, it will be valid up until the 31st of October, because we can only buy the Ignition Kit. Remember how the Ignition Kit works? So I want you to pay attention to me. You become a business representative, you put in 4 memberships only, you get Fast Pass qualified. So a gold and a silver membership counts for 1 on your binary. You need 30 left and 30 right for senior rep. Okay. Now, when you fast part qualified, it goes to 1.5 on the binary. Okay. Which means that you need 15 left and 15 right to hit senior rep. Now, when you add the ignition kits, any personal and any team activity after you've added the ignition kit in that period, so if it's the 60 or the 90-day period that it's valid for, those numbers will get added an extra 1, which means that anybody that bought 2.0 ignition, any personal that they put in the period they bought ignition up until the end of April, and any more activity under that personal, your numbers will jump to 2.5, which means to go senior rep, you need 9 gold or 9 silver right and 9 left. That's it, 9. Now, if we're doing 8 presentations a day and you put in 4 in this week, that is why that guy went senior rep in 8 days, because he followed the system. So I want you to wait. Please don't go buy the ignition kit today. I only want to launch the Ignition Kit 3.0 once I get confirmation from USA, and it will probably only be tomorrow, that we can buy the Ignition Kit now. If you haven't bought the Ignition Kit before, if you buy the Ignition Kit now, it's going to be valid from today up until the 31st of October. With me? So just make sure that you understand that. Okay. Now, if you're doing this, it is going to get you to senior rep and director really, really fast. That's why these guys are doing it in 8 days, 13 days, 2 months, and 11 days. So I want you to book Virtual United, and I'm going to let Andrew have a chat to you about these 2 things.
So guys, what we want to do is we want you guys to, stay focused at home, doing the presentations, plugging in, but also expanding your mind as well. And just to bear in mind that with all the events that have been cancelled, the RTEs and the boot camps, etc., there's quite a long gap between now, the last presentation, the last training we went to in Momentum, to the next one, which possibly could be boot camp if it's open in June, right? So we're going to have no more training in between. Now, here's the crazy thing. Sally went to United the first time we joined. I haven't been to United. And the United training event in Will Ventures is the biggest event of the year. And sadly, guys, here in Africa, it's a lot of money. And, you know, for all of us to take time out of our businesses, you know, long distance travel, accommodation, US dollars, etc., you're in for 30,000 Rand, you know, before you even get started. And it's a lot of money. We get that. But how's this, guys? For $49, they're going to bring United to us. They're going to stream it online exactly the same as the last Super Saturday. So they're going to do it in a studio. It's going to be professionally done. They're going to have all the lineup of the trainers that we get at a United event. It's going to be absolutely, absolutely epic. Online training, you can register on your back office. Is that right? For $49. And you'll need to pencil out the date, the 25th to the 26th of April this year, guys. So you obviously want to book for that training event. You want to be in the room. Unfortunately, you can't invite your team with you. Your lounge with your family. It's going to be amazing. A whole weekend, popcorn on the couch, guys, taking notes. It's going to be crazy. And more than likely, they'll have the MP3 that'll come with that as well. Now,
just remind them sorry, guys, if you're a member only, just reach out to one of us. Anybody which has got the business, give us your card details and we can buy it for you. And we put in your membership number and your email address and you'll get the login details for that. And I just want to mention, if you have bought a RTE ticket for the 2nd of May, don't worry, your ticket is going to be valid. They're still going to do RTE and fly those trainers in for Joburg. It's just going to be moved to a later date. Yeah,
they're just going to push the date out. So Super Saturday, guys, for those of you that are on the call that registered for Super Saturday, was absolutely amazing. You got to agree. Those of us that did register, we automatically get the audios. Those of you that did not attend, guys, you can actually buy the audios. You can go onto the website link. If you want it, reach out to Sally now. We can give it to you. You can actually buy those audios for as little as $3. What I want you to do very quickly before we go to the next slide, I want you guys to screenshot this duplication process, because this doesn't change. From a new member getting started and you as the upline, this is the duplication process and the steps that we're going to follow. And this is the steps and the duplication steps that you want to keep duplicating through your new members and your teams. Get them in, they're ready to get started, they join on silver, they get wings qualified. We help them to become wings qualified by doing the list right, and obviously getting them onto the webinar. They're also cutting their teeth and doing the presentations. They're going to get a little bit uncomfortable, but that's cool. That's how they learn. Add the RBS, add the ignition kit when they get 6, and then obviously we're going to do and then let's book the next online training as well.
Duplicating the person. Okay, so our brand new personal. Okay, the members just joined your team. You get them to do their list right away. You give them the inviting script, and I personally would send them, before they do the list, I would send them how to do your list quick coach video. It's 2 minutes. Schedule their business launch in the next 2 hours. So in other words, either you are going to do their business launch with them on your own Zoom platform, or you can plug them into one of ours, or you can get them to invite for one of the webinar jams. If you're plugging them into one of ours, this is what I would do. I would make sure that you let myself and Andrew know what time you're choosing. Now you're going to do an invite and you're going to put it on the group. Let's say it's Spoo Money Magnet. I've just put it in. Spoo Money Magnet's business launch with the webinar number and the time. So other people can also invite to that. But now Spoo is going to be on the call with Sally. Spoo is going to welcome everyone to the call. Even if she doesn't have the presentation, I can push play. I'll make her co-host on the webinar. I'll push play on the video when she says, and then Spoo is going to talk about the first 2 or 3 slides. I don't care what she says. Just read the slide. It doesn't need to be perfect, but what have I done? I've got her into her business immediately within 2 hours. So I've given her enough time to make her list and do the invites, right? Then she's got people on that call. Now she's personally welcoming the people to her business launch, to the webinar. People are going to go, my gosh, she just got started. If she can do it, so can I. Okay. The new member does the introduction. You get them presenting online as soon as possible.
Before we go to the next one, I want to say that, guys, we're a home-based business. If we're not using technology, what is the point of working from home, right? So what I want you to do firstly is when you put the person in, the first thing they're going to do once they become registered, they're going to download the DreamTrips app, because they are customer first, right? They're going to have access to the booking engine. The second thing is Zoom is free. They can open up a Zoom account. They can register with their email. They've got 30 minutes, up to 50 participants for free, guys. So you want to get them, first of all, knowing how to utilize Zoom, and through getting onto your webinars, doing the introduction, doing a little bit of the presentation themselves, they're going to start getting a little bit more familiar. Soon you want to step out of the way. How soon can you get out of the way so that they can take over? That is the power of duplication, guys. And that is what the end goal in mind is, to give them the tools. But by the time they've got their fourth person and their wings qualified, you should be out of the way a long time ago. They should be doing the presentation and then duplicating what you've taught them. Now, here's the crazy thing, guys, as a leader. People in your team are not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. The only way they're going to learn is by following your example. So if you've had your head in the sand, or you've been living under a rock for the last week and you haven't been participating on the webinars, guys, guess what's happening? You're going to get left behind. So this is the time to readjust your sail. Plug in with us right now and let us help you to get out of this recession time for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, etc. Because everybody's at home right now. It is a smorgasbord. The market is wide open because there's no more objections anymore. I don't have to speak to my spouse, like Sally said. She's busy doing the cooking in the next room. I don't have the time. Of course, he doesn't have the time because he's busy watching Netflix, right? So, guys, the opportunity is now. So download the Zoom and make them know how to use it.
And if it's me, I'm getting cheeky. If he says to me, I don't have this time, I say, what, bro? What you doing right now? Wait, I want to speak to my spouse. Cool, where's she? Go get her. She's in the house. Bring her on the call. Because there's no better person for me, and that's when you get a third-party validation. And if you're doing a testimonial, you always get somebody on. What I do is when I do my presentation's 4 o'clock every day. I quickly scan to see who's on there. Yesterday, I brought Zodwa on. She did a dream trip last year with her family in Dubai, and I know that because I saw it on Facebook, and there was no better person than to talk about the dream trip than her, because she's experienced it. And it was the first time she had come online. She did an amazing, incredible job. I can't wait for her to start presenting. I got Keelan. He opened up for me. Keelan's been a member for over a year, but he was nervous to even talk about it. Now, I bet you today he's going to want to open up for me, and he's going to want to talk about the next 2-3 slides with me. So, guys, we just got to get people involved. If you're not doing online in the next 2 to 3 days, you're dead in the water. Even our insurance brokerage, we have gone fully automated online. We are working on our business, not in the business. The power of technology is in your hand. Don't miss this one. Ready?
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about distractions. So guys, you know what? We're sitting at home, we're scrolling through Facebook, lots of free trainings get offered. Lots of people ask you to come onto their team calls. And this is what I want you to really, really pay attention to. I posted something last night on our groups, and it's about building up your wood for the fire, okay? And what I mean about that is that it's very easy right now to get sucked into buying a whole lot of stuff, okay? And I really want you to be very, very focused on this. If it does not add value to your business, ignore it. And
or if it doesn't make you money.
Or it doesn't make you money, ignore it. And I'm being very, very serious about this right now. The only thing we need, as human beings, we can go for 3 weeks without food. The only thing we need is water. So obviously we're going to buy food and water, right? But I'm being very, very careful on not registering for every single training thing. I'm looking for the free ones, okay? And Andrew's going to talk about those just now. But please be very careful about getting hooked into buying stuff where you've now got another monthly fee, because World Ventures is on your back office. If you're a business, we've got enough, and we pay $25 a month for that business, okay? We've got training tools on there. The ignition kit, when you buy the ignition kit, comes with 10 digital Dream Givers cards, and it comes with training audios from the best of the best. And those come with your $99, plus it's adding value, ranking you up, which means it's going to put more money in your pocket at the end of the day. For me, if someone says to me, come and buy something for 200 Rand a month, I would rather say, you know what? Go and wait, save your money, buy the Ignition Kit 3.0, and make sure that it's moving your money needle. Guys, be very, very careful of this, because in network marketing, we see it all the time. Other people start coming in, they think they're motivational speakers, then they start distracting you, and next thing you're buying another streamline of products or another thing, and it's got no relevance whatsoever to your business. Please be very, very careful of that. I want you guys to be financially secure. You know, we're all going to battle the next couple of months for sure. But there's one thing I've been very, very good at over the last 26 years, and Andrew will attest to this, is whenever there's been, I'm built for winter. I'm going to tell you that right now. I thrive when the ground is dry and the hail and the snow and the rain and the wind is outside. That's when Sally comes alive. Because I know for sure that's when I'm under that pressure, I start operating at a different frequency. And right now, I haven't had this energy for a long time. I'm not sleeping again, but my frequency is changing because winter's here. And I don't mean winter just in our temperature. I mean winter in the leanness which is coming. And I definitely want Building for Success, those that run with us and stay on this course. I want to not only have you building a massive organization in World Ventures, but I want you to be savvy with the way you spend your money. So please pay attention to that.
So yeah, basically, guys, you just want to be frugal with your spending, and you know, just make sure that you have enough cash to get out of this winter period that we're in. It's great to jump to doing all these additional things that adds, you know, additional value to, but also it also takes a lot of time away from your finances as well. So very quickly about the Ignition Kit that Sally said, this is straightforward. The Ignition Kit 3.0 is obviously they launched on the call that we had with Eddie Head. And this is great, guys, because this is going to take our lineage boost by an extra point. And the 3.0 is going to come in the end of April when the 1 and 2 finishes. And then it's going to obviously be extended all the way to October. So we have got from now to double our numbers all the way up to October. What does that mean? It means that we got a better chance and a quicker chance of working fast with our business to rank up to those ranks that we want to get to. And then obviously the lineage boost 1 and 2 will obviously be taken into consideration as well. Those will also count, and those numbers that you did 1 and 2 from December will stay on your binary and carry you through. So you want to top up with the 3.0. If you've taken 1 and 2, you definitely want to add 3 if you're building, guys. If you're not building, you're just a customer, please ignore what we're talking about with the Ignition Kit. It's not going to help you. If you're a representative and you're serious about ranking up, guys, for $99, you definitely want to plug in and take the 3.0.
But guys, just please wait for me to push it on the groups. I only discussed it this morning, you know, with Sash, and I've asked if we can please push it through on our call this afternoon. Our call is at 5 o'clock this afternoon with USA. So because they're sleeping right now. So as soon as we get a green light on that, anybody that has not bought Ignition Kit 2, if you go buy the Ignition Kit right away, what I'm asking them is that your Ignition Kit is then valid from April, the day you purchase, through to the 29th of October, because I don't want to miss this window period of the 4 weeks in April. I want you to benefit, because now's the time that we definitely going to be putting in a lot of personals and building through those personals with their lineage. And then you get your personals to do the same thing.
This is our window period to crush it, guys. This is our window period to rank up and take advantage of the winter, like Sally said. If we're not taking advantage of the Ignition Kit right now, we're leaving money on the table. It's as simple as that. So take advantage of it. Okay, so guys, when we spoke about events and stuff, Sally and I have booked this. Sally was scrolling through Facebook and she came across this yesterday, and it hadn't opened up yet. And guys, this is insane. I mean, Eric Worre has put a GoPro training event together, and he's got the likes of Tony Robbins, which we all know about. Now, Tony Robbins, if you guys haven't attended any of his training seminars, $5,000 US just to get your ass in the seat, guys. We're going to get this, and right at the back. We're going to get this, and as a bonus, we're also going to get Les Brown as well.
And Bob Proctor, one of the legends in network marketing.
Now, Bob Proctor is one of the authors of The Secret. So if you've read the book and you've seen the video, The Secret, Bob Proctor is one of them as well. So guys, there's the website at the bottom. It's free of charge. You want to go onto that website right now. Trust me. It is on the
Tuesday
the 7th of April.
7 p.m. our time.
You'll get an email. You need to register and lock your spot. And then obviously you log on. And I think it's a 3-hour online marketing training with Eric Worre and these amazing, amazing legends. So
Mauritius, guys, you're going to be awake late. I know, but don't miss it. Don't miss this one. This is about, I'm not joking with you. This is about a $20,000 training that we are now getting for free from these legends.
Cool. So you guys screenshotted that. You've got the website, www.goproworldtour.com. Book your ticket. And guys, if you want to promote it on the groups, you're more than welcome to do that. And get your teams also to plug in. It's not often that we get a lineup like this with such impactful speakers, and it doesn't cost us anything. Okay.
So the last thing I want to say to you guys is that obviously we have got a French recorded webinar. We've also got daily French webinars. We've got daily Portuguese webinars, and obviously the English. So if you are reaching out globally, and I mean globally, if they're speaking French or Portuguese and you're wanting that information, please message me. If you guys aren't talking to me, I won't know. I don't know what you need. I don't know how to help you. I am very focused at the moment on putting in personals and obviously creating a new story over the next couple of weeks, but which you're going to be doing the same. But because I'm focused on, I know what's going on in terms of the different presentations. If you need it, let me know so we can get it to you.
Cool, guys. So it's time to become mobilepreneurs. I want you to plug in with us. Just trust us, guys. I mean, if you would have seen on the groups, there's some areas right now that are literally on fire because they've done one thing. They just followed the silly, simple system. They're getting massive, massive results. And that system is what we've shared with you right now. Get in the system, get 4 wings qualified, add ignition kit, 9 left, 9 right, you senior rep. It's as simple as that,
and
guys.
And then help those 6 people each get senior rep. Absolutely. And you can be popping director. You know, so I've got my board, guys. I want to know whose name I'm putting up. Send me a WhatsApp, okay, and tell me whose name is coming on this blank canvas right here, because that's who we're going to put our tackies on, and we're going to go run with you guys. God bless you. Be safe. Wash your hands. And we are sending you so much love. Building for Success, I'm telling you now, winter's here, but this is our season. I want Building for Success to grow. We've been planting seeds for months now, and it's time for those little sprouts to come out and see these new success stories coming out, guys.
It's the work that we're doing now, guys, during the period we were all at home that is going to manifest later, because this is delayed success, right? So all I want you guys to do, plug in with us, know when the webinars are happening, just pick up the phone every single day, send that script off to 5 or 6 people, get them onto a webinar, and I promise you, you're going to see your business explode. Cool. Can't wait to see you guys on the call. We need your testimonials, so don't be strangers. You know, we give the support, so we obviously need the support back, guys. So if you want to get onto those calls, let us know, the presenter, so we can obviously do help get you guys to do the testimonial as well. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much. Go out there, crush it, use the scripts, and we cannot wait to see you guys winning and owning your lives.
Keep your mind strong. You're going to need it. So don't get distracted with anything. Make sure you're doing your daily online personal. And I just want to have a look here. There's some questions here. Let me just see. Okay, cool. So a Spoon Money Magnet, happy with that. Awesome. Okay, so this is a great question. I'm going to address this now on the call. Okay, once Ignition Kit 2 is phased out, does the lineage boost go down? And if you buy Ignition Kit 3, once 2 is phased out, does the membership you sign up during Ignition 2 come in? Okay, so I want to be very specific. Ignition Kit 2, anybody you sign in that period, they can't take those numbers away. It would be illegal if they did that. So if we signed, say, 3 personals in Ignition 2, those 3 personals and whatever we do, whatever their extra numbers we do, that personal and their membership numbers underneath would be doubled, okay? Then on the 1st of May, and I'm hoping that, so if you bought Ignition Kit 2, you're not going to be able to buy Ignition 3 until 1 May. But if you've never bought an Ignition Kit before, I'm hoping that by tomorrow, if you buy it tomorrow, it's going to be then valid through to the end of October. So let's say that we bought Ignition Kit 2. Anybody that I put in now, those numbers will stay for Ignition 2 on the binary. Then on the 1st of May, anybody I start putting in after there would go back to normal binary numbers, 1 for silver, 1 for gold. If I buy Ignition 3 on the 1st of May, anybody that I start registering on the 1st of May in that period, 1 May to 29th of October, will then have the extra binary numbers. Kieran, can you just give me a thumbs up or just reply to me? Is that clear enough for you?
In a nutshell, everything that you've done with Ignition Kit 1 and 2 stays on your binary, and all that's going to happen, Ignition Kit 3 is going to carry you through now, extending the period, you know, to the end of October. So everything remains exactly the same. They won't take it away. We've got a great question here. Okay, 100%, Kieran. Taryn asked, the invite is crazy. Her messenger is going off the hook, so clearly it's working. Fantastic. That's what we want to hear. How do I tell them to download the Zoom before they get onto the Zoom call? So guys, they're going to click on the link. So if you just send them the 6-digit meeting ID,
the HTTPS.
They don't have that. It's going to be useless for them unless they actually have Zoom. So you need to make sure that you send them the HTTPS zoom.us/J link. They click on that and make sure they join the meeting with audio.
Taryn, what I'll do right now, so coming off this call, I'm going to push out on all the groups. Wandile many months ago typed up for me a great script on how to download the Zoom. I'll push that on all the groups, save it in your notes on your phone, and send that to them and say, I need you to download the Zoom app, okay? Because then it's easy. What Andrew's going to do now, the minute we finish this, there's 2 more slides that we're wanting to just create today to put into the presentation. He will then drop on the group a PDF phone presentation as well as a WeTransfer that you can download to your laptops. It will have the Dreamgiver card taken out, but it's going to have 2 slides put in on the business side. The first one will be obviously the training, because it's very important that if your person takes the membership in the business, they understand that there's a system. And right now they're going to be a bit fearful of how am I going to get that. So we're obviously going to create a slide for the online training, which will be obviously the United and obviously buying the Super Saturday if they wanted to. So any other questions, quickly pop them while I'm here, so that we can answer them. Because you know what, guys, if you've got a question, other people on the call have got the same question probably.
And just while we're waiting and killing time, waiting for people to ask some questions, guys, you would have noticed that I'm putting the PowerPoint presentation WeTransfer link on the groups. It's going to change again today. We're going to take the Dreamgiver card out, put the Virtual United on, and there's one other card that one other slide we're going to put in as well, which is just going to streamline things a little bit easier. Please make sure you download those PowerPoint presentations without the video. I can't put the video in because it makes the file size too big. It chars your data. So without the video, the download speed is much quicker. Just make sure that you have the video. If you're using the one that we're using at the moment with the coronavirus, then you can just drag it and drop it straight in the slides yourself. Okay, so we don't have any more questions, guys. So that's pretty much
my
it.
brother, Intando, senior rep. I just saw his hand come up. So
your name's on the board.
my blank canvas, guys. I need the names. Intando, senior rep.
30 days.
30 days. But in fact, we've got 8 days. You know, the fastest which has been done is 8 days this week. So I've got 1. You guys need to send me the rest. Let's get this thing done. Follow the system verbatim. And guys, what I want to start doing is on the WhatsApp groups, I don't want to be posting the Zooms multiple times. I want to have the Zoom posted once only. And you need to train your new members that, guys, this is set. This is not going to change. So can we get that done? Can we only post can we get the Zooms posted the night before or the morning of only once? I don't want to have to post it multiple times in the day. If you guys will play team with me and make sure that you're making your members aware of what they need to do, then we can actually cut down how many times we're posting on the WhatsApp groups. That'll be awesome.
So guys, just the last challenge, just go out there and find one personal. Let's use that script. Let's make it our mission this week just to get one sign up. And once you get that one sign up, we're just going to duplicate exactly what we've talked with you, get them to do the list, give them the script, help them to get their people onto webinars, plug them in with us, let us do the work for you. And guys, you're going to start seeing a little bit of momentum coming in your business. And that's exactly what we want.
Right, we've got to end.
Cool.
First webinar, Zoom is starting in 10 minutes. It's Mr. Alistair Fay. This kid's energy's off the charts. Let's get onto that webinar with him. And if you're on the webinar, share your story. We need the stories because that's what helps people to get the belief that it's real.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for jumping on. Let's crush it. Let's get that personal this week. Cheers. Bye-bye.